Let's get inside some of the numbers for tonight, and to help us fill in those tickets, we welcome in Sportsline's Larry Hartstein, who is at CBS Sportsbook at Harrah's Casino in New Orleans. Larry, great to see you. Let's start with a pick to score the first touchdown of the game tonight. Who you got?
Well, I'm sitting here in New Orleans, so I got to go with Alvin Kamara. And, you know, the Saints found the formula last week. 27 touches for Alvin Kamara. He gets in the end zone 3 times. There's no Mark Ingram tonight. This prop is dropping as we speak. The odds are just plummeting. Everyone is buying on Alvin Kamara, and I agree with that. But you can also take a look a little bit further down the odds board. I'm talking about Rashid Shaheed. This guy's speed is incredible. He has 2 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks for the Saints. He scored on a 44-yard jet sweep. He also scored on a 53-yard touchdown bomb, and each time his speed was 20 miles per hour or faster. And last week he didn't score, Jeremy, but they did give him 3 catches, 3 targets, so he's still in the game plan. Even if Jarvis Landry comes back tonight, they should drop a couple things for Rashid Shaheed, and that would pay 25-1.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a good payout there if you decide to take a risk on Shaheed. What about an anytime touchdown score in this game, Larry?
Well, Taysom Hill is quietly having a very dominant season, averaging 8.6 yards a carry. He's already gotten into the end zone 6 times, and the Ravens have given up 9 rushing touchdowns. So there will be a lot of focus on Kamara, obviously, and Taysom Hill got 10 carries last week. So the Saints want to run the ball. They don't want Andy Dalton throwing it 35 times. So with the emphasis on the running game, I'll go Taysom Hill at plus 160.
Larry, I'm down by 3 points in one of my fantasy leagues. I need Taysom Hill to score tonight, so I love that pick. All right, Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, one of their top rushing threats. His rushing yards prop is over under 63.5 yards. What are you betting on there?
Well, it's always scary to go under on Lamar Jackson, and I'm not going to do it, even though the Saints, by EPA, have the #1 rush defense in the NFL. I mean, but we saw Marcus Mariota get 72 rushing yards against the Saints, and stopping Lamar is a completely different challenge. Historically, indoors, Lamar Jackson is averaging 78 rushing yards per game, and you figure tonight with no Mark Andrews, no Gus Edwards, no Rashad Bateman, Lamar Jackson is going to take it on himself, so I'm going to go over 63.5.
All right, and you mentioned Saints running back Alvin Kamara as a touchdown scorer tonight. He had 158 all-purpose yards last week and the 3 touchdowns. His prop tonight is over under 105.5 combined yards. What's your lean when you look at that?
That's a little steep for me, Jeremy, but I do want to play his receiving yards. You know, 34 targets the last 4 weeks, 28 catches. I mean, Andy Dalton, looks like his first, second, and third reads are to Alvin Kamara, a 26% target share. Andy Dalton's average depth of target is only 3.6 yards lately. So Kamara will be targeted early and often. I am a little worried about Roquan Smith tracking down Kamara after the catches, but I still think he should be able to get over his number, which is climbing today for good reason. We saw it open around 36.5. Now we're looking at 40.5 for Alvin Kamara. I'll still go over on receiving.
Lastly, the game. The line, 1.5 favoring the Ravens on the road. The total at 46 and a hook. What's your play on those numbers, Larry?
Well, Jeremy, you talked about how the Ravens has had a double-digit lead in every game, and actually Lamar Jackson's only lost 1 time to the NFC, and that was the Giants' collapse a few weeks back. All of that said, I'm going to go with the home team here. I think things got figured out a little bit last week in that 24-0 shutout of the Raiders. This team is better than its record. They're worst in turnover margin, worst in turnover luck. A lot of bad things have happened to them that are due to regress. I think at home with the Ravens banged up, the Saints know they can tie for the division lead. I'm expecting a huge performance, not a blowout or anything, a close win for New Orleans.
Sportsline's Larry Hartstein at CBS Sportsbook at Harrah's Casino in New Orleans, joining us here on HQ in the Football Happy Hour, giving us his Monday night picks. Lots of great ways to make some cash. Thanks very much, Larry. Always good to see you. Have fun over there tuning into the game tonight. In terms of Sportsline, you can tune in for Sportsline here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And for nightly best bets, props, DFS advice, and futures, Monday through Friday, it's available here and on your phone. You can stream it.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.